What's going on, people? So, again, like I said in the last video, before I jump into things and whatnot, yesterday when I was doing the unboxing on this pair right here, right, maybe some of you saw that, I was saying that I planned to do the reviews today, which is Monday, right? And then at some point in the day, I got the news that Sabu had passed away, and I thought to myself, well, that's going to throw a little monkey wrench into the plans because, you know, I'm planning on wearing a Sabu shirt today, right? Monday again. So, since and some of you may have noticed, right, I've drawn some attention to it once or twice, I don't wear the same shirt in videos, right? The shorts and stuff that I did in the past, sure, whatever. But like the actual content that I center this channel around, no repeats, right? Going strong, 6 years, right? Anyway, so because of that reason, I thought like I was gonna not do this today. But then I remembered that I do have this Born to be Wired Sabu Terry Funk shirt, you know, King of the Deathmatch, whatever this thing's for. I think it's Born to be Wired, yeah. So that whole thing happened, and I was like, okay, well, I'll wear this one, and I'll still be able to knock out these reviews today. And whatever that used shirt is that I brought out today, I'll just be wearing that some other time. But anyways, if you're a Sabu person or whatever, I'll probably be talking about that in a separate video. Just bring that up because it's a thing that mattered to me. Most celebrities kind of come and go, and I have been largely indifferent to it. But this one actually triggered some sort of emotional feeling, which was weird. You know, I was like, oh man, now I'm sad. I know that doesn't really show. It sounds like it's like not that way, but you know, my emotions aren't like super strong, but they are there. Okay. Anyway, so side of the box real quick down there. This pair of shoes, it's a Jordan 11. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Jordan 11 guy. I think they look kind of cool though in most cases. But I picked these up, just giving you the backstory now. This pair came from an in-store raffle, well, online raffle for an in-store pickup from Foot Locker. Yeah, because I thought to myself, if I get these in person, I can knock out this review that much faster. Obviously, we are here now. This is what, the 12th? It's the 12th of May. This came out like 2-3 weeks ago. I don't know. And then the other pair that you saw the unboxing was from Hibbett, because I got early access on there. I didn't know if this was going to be an easy thing to pick up or whatever. Anyways, now you're all caught up. This right here, the Air Jordan 11 Low Retro in the Bred colorway, which is probably like really listed as like black and some kind of red on the thing, but who really cares, right? Across the bottom, what are you looking at down there? I mean, it looks a lot like a standard Jordan 11 to me, you know? Got the red and black and stuff all throughout for the most part. Down there in the middle, you can kind of see some of that carbon fiber stuff going on, which is a cool thing, you know? It's actually just talking about a carbon fiber shoe not too long ago. These right here. It's not a full plate, but, you know, it's an energy rod approach. Very cool, actually. Midsole. This part up here, right? Not a whole lot going on, but I do like it. It's just plain and simple. Got the red, got the white, you know? Pretty nice looking. When you look onto the inside here, same sort of thing. It's just that on this piece you have like the carbon fiber peeking up just a little bit down there, right? So that's what's going on there. A couple other pictures real quick just to kind of give you an idea of what these shoes are looking like and all that stuff, right? Because that's a thing, you know, you might want to look at, I guess, since this is a shoe review. So anyways, past all that stuff, because again, I mean, how many times have you seen these already, right? If you're watching this video because you're interested in them, you know what you're getting into. You probably don't need a whole lot of help. Anyway, so we're going to make this quick. Down around the shoe, like the whole lower the toe box all throughout, right? You got the patent leather stuff, right? It's kind of a standard thing that they have on here. It's all blacked out, which is cool. I think it was clear on the, what was that, the 7210s, right? Wasn't it? Was it clear? I feel like it was clear. Anyways, also, real quick while I'm talking about it, I'm going to just throw this out here. I was doing this unboxing yesterday, and I could not remember any of the information about any of the stuff that I was trying to talk about. But this guy, I think it was like D5, I think that was his name. He knew like all the things. So like, good on him, right? So anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, that patent leather thing goes all the way around, right? But you probably knew that. And then as you get onto the upper piece here, the upper itself for the most part is going to be this ballistic mesh, which I'm a huge fan of because I prefer it over leather. It's, you know, it's lighter, right? Like a little more breathable. Sure, it's like a thicker mesh, but still, I'd rather have this over leather. I don't care about like the overall premium look that leather gives you. I'm more for the functionality, and this to me works better. But you know, teach their own. And so one thing I also like in here is like these little lines that hold down the laces. Well, I mean, it's not these lines are holding them down, but I like the way that they did this. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of a cool look. And then as we get onto the back here, got the 23 back there, you know, at the top with the, you know, stitched on sort of thing, right? Well, I mean, it's not stitched on. It's kind of like imprinted on there or whatever. The stitching is on the Jumpman, which is red against some black leather. And so that's something pretty decent. On that subject, one thing I will bring up again that I wanted to mention. The material on the leather here, it feels like okay. And this triggered a thought because I was watching Logan J's video yesterday. He was talking about like the box, which I've said many times, I don't really care for the way they do Jordan 11 boxes because I like how they used to be, you know, where they were like fancy and stuff, like in 2016-ish or something like that. But a lot of them lately have been this. And he was giving like this whole backstory on like how this came to be. Very interesting. I could tell you, but I think you should go watch his video to find out. Anyway, so you got that happening. Very cool stuff, right? At least as far as the visual goes, no complaints. And I think that kind of covers mostly everything. We'll jump back around to the laces though real quick. So these laces here, I really like these. In a way, they kind of remind me like the Yeezy ones where like they're like a lot thicker than, you know, normal laces would be. But I don't know, it's just like a look that I've been into. And then behind that on the tongue, again with the whole ballistic mesh thing, you got whatever that says down in there, right? So that's something. And then switching to the interior real quick on the back end, there's a little tag back there that says probably like quality inspired by the greatest player ever or something, which, yeah, you know how I feel about that. And so past that though, I think the one thing that I want to say before I go jumping past that, because I don't want to forget. So, because I might bring it up when I do the sizing thing, but if I don't, I'm going to say it now. By default, like when you get a pair of these out of the box, they're not stitched, they're not laced all the way to the top. I laced mine to the top because otherwise when I was walking around in these initially, there's a lot of heel slippage going on because, you know, you have like a wider opening. So if that's cool for you, great, you know, do that, like keep them like this. But personally, like for me, just for best results, I go all the way to the top on these. So just something to think about, you know, if you put them on and they're feeling a little weird, that might be a thing that could help you. But anyways, so past that, jumping onto the inside here, right? There's some cardboard stuff in the box or something in there. Either way, yeah, you won't see this because there's going to be pictures. So on the inside, right, you got the blacked out stuff going on for the sock liner. Typical Jordan materials, nothing crazy about it. Then down on the inside, you do have the Nike Air, like on the actual insole. So that's what's going on down there. Otherwise, not anything really worth mentioning because it's just like a very plain interior. So there's going to be that. That covers the whole visual of this as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to do a quick side-by-side with the, what is this? The high. Again, the D5 guy was telling me that. This is a Jordan 11 high right here, right? This is Jordan 11 low. So looking at these, I got this pair, I did a review on it. This was like also an in-store pickup many moons ago. I actually briefly met Bullet RC the day I picked these up. But either way, so this one right here, everything is pretty much looking the same. You know, I mean, the leather looks a little bit higher in certain areas on this one, like on the back, but I think that might just be one of those illusions or something. Otherwise, for the most part, everything's looking how you would expect it to look, right? Even the interior was the same. The only difference that I really saw was down on the bottom where you have the carbon fiber, because over here it's going to be white on the high ones, and over here on the low ones it's blacked out. So there's that. I do prefer the blacked out one. I don't know like how Jordan 11s looked back in the olden days and stuff. I don't care. I'm not a Jordan guy like that, so it's all just irrelevant to me. I just like what I like, you know. Speaking of, let's give you some personal thoughts and whatnot real quick so I can move on to the rest of this video. Personally, right? I saw these shoes, like my sister had a pair of Bred 11 lows like years ago, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I wouldn't mind having a pair of those one day. And that was kind of the end of it, right? But then here we are, God, forever later, and I saw them coming around, and I thought, yeah, okay, like, if I can get these, like I'm gonna see what happens. And I was able to get them, got them in hand, you know, the same day and all that, thanks to that raffle. And I was looking at them and I'm like, you know what? These do look like really nice. I've got no complaints. I'm not a huge Jordan 11 guy. I don't sing their praises like that. But I like lows because I prefer them over highs. It just matches up better with what I wear. You know, I'm used to like low shoes. They just feel right. And then past that, just it's a cool look, right? It's a little black, little red. Well, a lot of black, little red, little white. Yeah, it just works for me, you know? So maybe it works for people out there too. I don't know. It seems like it was a popular thing at some point. But I say that to say this. I like these a whole lot. They were worth whatever amount of money that I gave Foot Locker and Hibbett for them. I don't know if I'll be keeping both pairs. You know, I'll figure that out at some point. But for right now, I have them both. I don't know. Let's talk about some sizing, because that's what's next, and that's what means I can close out this video. Sizing wise, I bought these in a 9.5. At first, when I was doing the initial unboxing, I thought to myself that they fit a little bit big, you know? But then I was walking around in them and all that stuff, and everything felt good, you know? Felt fine. They're kind of like a narrowish build, you know? Which is still working fine for me. I even had like some thicker socks on, so it wasn't like a big deal. But it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of room like left to right for, you know, maybe some people. So I'm cool with it, but like wearing these a lot, I don't know how much it's really going to break in to help you out. So if you feel like this doesn't work out for you at first, I don't know how that's going to play out in the future. I'm honestly not having like the highest hopes, right? Because it just doesn't seem like material that's really going to break in a whole lot to give you a lot of extra room, you know, from side to side. The lengthwise, like front to back, that was cool. I got no problems there, but hopefully, like, you know, things are good for you. But yeah, I went true to size. It's working out for me. I feel like it's going to work out for a lot of people, honestly. But, you know, watch a couple videos, get your mind wrapped around how these fit for others, you know, see what everyone else is saying. But yeah, so moving on past that, like I was saying, I do like the fact that they are mesh because that feels just more comfortable to me, right? And the same thing I said earlier about also being more comfortable to me. From the pictures before I lace these up, you'll see that I'm wearing the laces all the way to the top now because that stopped my heel from kind of like slipping in and out. I like to get a little more locked in. That's just kind of what I do, you know. Again, I wear a lot of running shoes. That's kind of where my life is. So I like certain things about the fits of shoes and whatnot. Past that, comfort-wise, we'll talk about that for a little bit. I mean, it's not uncomfortable, right? I'm not going to sit here and like act like it's amazing or anything like that, but definitely on the better range of Jordan 1 through 12s, which is all I wear, minus the 6, minus the 2, minus the 10, because I've never been able to actually get my hands on a pair I want. But yeah, so it's decent, but who cares? Like, it's a Jordan 11. You're probably just getting these because it is what it is, right? You're not buying them for comfort, and I get that. I just put it out there in case anybody's wondering. Yeah, they're pretty alright, but still not my preferred thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that covers everything for the most part. So now that the shoe part is done, one thing I did do yesterday, I was unboxing some stuff. If you happen to be into black and red things, one thing that I also did an unboxing of was this here Deadpool figure. It's one of those Revoltech things from Amazing Yamaguchi, right? So pretty cool. I do like it a fair amount. And there's also, I didn't have it. I had it next to me for some reason, but this, if you happen to see these around, this is a Venom pool. So it's Venom / Deadpool. It used to be a Build-A-Figure, but they did it as a Target release not too long ago. So you might still find these floating around. And if you're a Deadpool guy and you really want to complete that set of the first thing I showed you, they did make the X-Force version, which is going to be gray and black. So there's that. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'm going to sit here, talk about some thoughts on the Sabu thing that I mentioned earlier, and then close things up and go to work. Later, people.